get to see the, you know,
like the people
everything
who start a civil war. There are the people who do the work. Who does the work in the U.S.? I'll give you a parallel that is a bit problematic. George, bear with me for 1 minute.
I will. I just want to say, William, I see you backstage. I'm so fucking bored with you right now. I will let you up if you just fucking put your fucking TV on, put your camera on. I'll let you up, dude. That's how boring you are to me. You fuck. Come on. Go ahead.
So,
sorry.
What is a ghost writer? It's someone who does the work for someone else, right?
Yeah.
Guess what is the technical name of how you translate ghost writer in French?
Slave.
Almost the N-word.
Ah, yeah. Well.
See, it's kind of
yeah.
It's gonna call you Bobby Grass.
It's a degrading term that somehow through the ages some people try to normalize, and that's the big problem. Like,
well, the thing is that, you know, France has a history of colonialism with colonies with black people, and the word Negro literally means black in Latin and in French originally.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's all this thing that like makes it. I'm not trying to justify your use of the word in like everyday life or anything. That's not it. There are several reasons why the word exists. The way we use it.
Nobody I know uses that in their everyday life, except for people that I know that are African American that have reclaimed the idea of using that word.
In French, if you want to talk about a ghost writer, you have to use that word.
Yeah, well, here we just call them ghost writers.
Yeah, ghost.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and there's other things that come into that. Yeah, don't start.
I listened to John Mellencamp's first two albums. I got 2.5 albums in. I'm looking forward to his like third and fourth albums where he really hit it big.
Okay, after you get past American Fool, which is Jack and Diane and Hurt So Good, you jump into I think it's Scarecrow next. And Scarecrow, I think, is one of his greatest records. I have all of them, by the way. I can pull them all out if you want to see them.
That's okay.
Scarecrow's great, and it's got Small Town, not Pink Houses yet. So I was born in a small town, and I live in a small town. I met an LA doll, brought her to this small town. Now she's small town, just like me. And what he was pointing out was that you don't have to give up your life, move to a metropolis, and get sucked up into that vacuous asshole of a city in order to be famous or whatever it is you're looking for. He maintained a life in Indiana. And then his next record, I think is what it's called, has well, some people ain't no damn good. You can't trust them. You can't love them. No good deed goes unpunished. And that's When the Walls Come Tumbling Down.
Yeah.
Right? And I think maybe Pink Houses is on there. There's a lot of good songs on there. And then his next record, I think, is great. And I saw him in concert on this tour in 1987, was the Lonesome Jubilee. And he did Paper and Fire, stinking up the ashtray, Paper and Fire, blowing down the alleyway. And then he also did Cherry Bomb. That's another great song. And Check It Out. That's another great song by John Mellencamp. A lot of good fucking records there. All right, here we go.
George.
All right. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let's all just take a moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what the fuck is that?
It's William.
It's a big cock. Oh, Thumper.
Crowing.
That's not William, by the way, but you know.
Who is it then, Stunty? Do you know?
What is this?
It's Vaginyl. It's not William. It's not William.
Vaginyl.
Are you trying to tell me that you're falling prey to this idea that he's doing this fake hunt about who? Look, by the way,
it's the opposite. It's the opposite.
Nick said that he knew who Vaginyl was on this very show, and that started this whole thing of him going, "You're suppressing the person that's doxing me." Nick doesn't know who Vaginyl is. We thought it was William. And I know. Okay. I went on to his show and I said to him, Nick just says that to the person that's trolling him to try to make them be scared. Remember, Nick, the nicest guy in the vinyl community. He's not, if he knew who you were, he'd come at you. He doesn't know who Vaginyl is. We thought it was you. So stop your investigation bullshit. Stop all the, just fuck off. Jesus. Who is it, Stunty? Tell us. Is it you?
Obviously, it's not me.
Yeah. Being in two places
that would be cool. That would be a little bit of a beyond my...
Dude, I could prepare a fucking looped video and I could come in here with another account. Fucking have it right.
I have a live. I'm sorry.
You got aliases? You got YouTube aliases?
Stunty has more than 20 YouTube aliases.
You might have had one.
Of course. But that's comedy.
Let's go around. Let's go around the horn. I have 0. Dawson, how many alternative YouTube accounts do you have? 1. Oh, even Dawson has a troll account. Bobby?
Wait.
Oh, I'm not going to ask you, Stunty.
No, because you said something
for business.
Like, it's not. I don't have any alternative YouTube accounts, channels. I don't do anything with these. It's just for fun.
You have to have a channel to come into somebody's chat and
no, I have no channel because there's nothing. It's just like it takes 20 seconds to create. It's just a name. It's just
right, but you're officially creating a channel.
Officially, I don't declare taxes with this channel. No,
but you're officially creating a YouTube name. You don't have to necessarily be doing anything with it.
Bobby, how many alternative accounts do you have?
Don't be silly, for fuck's sake.
Exactly. Jeff, how about you?
I have one. You'd like the name of it.
What does that mean?
I don't gotta sneak around. I don't need to sneak around. If I'm gonna say something, it's me saying it. It's not.
That's the same thing.
Is it called Huge Titties?
Mine?
Yeah.
No, it's called and I have to pull it up to get it exact, but it's Peter North Comes in Bucket Loads, I think is what it is.
Come in here and tell us then, Tokyo. Come on. Tell us who you think Vaginyl is. Let's fucking break this story and get it out in the open because I'm sick of it.
I have a question for you. Two, actually.
First, you shouldn't let a guy like that bother you, George. You shouldn't let a guy like that bother you, George.
No, it's not bothering me, Bob. It's not bothering me. It's just it's going on, and Nick is fucking. Nick is more tortured by this than I am. And Nick is a pretty straightforward guy. He's pretty nice, but he made this statement one time, Vaginyl, I know who you are, and I'm gonna, and that caused, and he's not gonna confront anybody. He's not gonna say anything. I'm tired of having this happen. And what you guys don't see is that backstage here, at least 15 times a stream, this guy comes back in the backstage, and then once he's back there, he goes into that back chat area, the private chat.
Yeah.
See, he said, Dawson, what's up from Niagara Falls? I'm in Northern Ontario.
Niagara Falls ain't Northern Ontario.
Can you ask George to unblock me? That's William.
Yeah, it sure seems like it might be him, man.
Why can't I chat? Okay, Stunty.
You know who it is, Stunty?
It's weird that you keep. It's weird that you keep sort of standing up for him when you know it's not him, but you won't say who it is.
No, because I don't know who it is. I just know it's not William.
Right, but look in the back chat and then look at what I have to deal with every single stream. Yeah. I got to deal with this guy.
Well, that George,
it's
that's
someone,
the danger of throwing a link
someone
in the
who's
chat.
trying to get William to go
Yeah,
nuts.
it
Because wait,
totally
George,
is.
like if you want to know what it is, it's someone who is literally torturing William. That's
But
what
okay,
it is.
no, it's not. It's not
It
because
is.
William's not tortured by it.
Oh, he
William's
is.
creating
Look at the
content
reaction
with
he
it.
has. He
He's
literally
creating
is,
content.
George.
Okay, he's create. Oh God, Jesus, what are you? Some kind of? You're like an American. Are you softy? You little
He's
fuck.
a saboteur.
What's wrong with you?
No, I'm just saying that
Stunty,
in
I want
this
to take you
case,
out back and fucking bend you over the fucking wood pile and spank you
if
on
you
the
want,
ass.
just try.
All right,
We'll
well,
see.
let's just do that later between you and me. Let's just
No,
talk
but
about that.
it's literally someone who is bullying William because we know William is fragile.
Okay,
and
because it's because we know that William keeps saying this guy doxed him. But have you ever seen the proof that this guy doxed him?
You know what he's
website?
talking about.
No.
It's
What
boring.
stream? No. What stream did it happen on? Where is it? Somebody would have clipped it. Everything I've ever done in my life where I said something stupid has been clipped. Where's the clip of this?
I haven't. The doxing is like supposedly someone took an old video of William and found his plates on his car and sought him up and put the name of the city he lives in thanks to that. That's all it is.
Yeah, so this guy's another fucking weirdo. Like,
Yeah.
No offense, William. I don't know the guy, and I'm not as tied into all this drama.
Okay, then let's. Who's Vaginyl?
I don't care.
I knew. I mean, he seems like a.
I care because he's constantly fucking trolling my show.
Yeah.
I understand.
So who is it?
People like that. I don't get people like that at all.
It's Fancy Pants or whomever. Like it's all these
Come on,
people.
man. Tell us who we are, for Christ's sake.
Who the fuck? Yeah, who the fuck is Fancy Pants?
George is all
I don't know.
upset here. George is all upset here. Come on.
I'm not. Look, I'm not really upset, but what I'm just saying is why?
It's a nuisance.
Why do we keep going along going, this sucks, but I don't want to do anything about it? If everybody just decided to fucking say what they know, then it would all be connected. But you have like 7 people from different channels going, well, I know a little bit, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to fucking.
Did I
really,
George? I told you all I know.
Actually, that is right. Rachel.
No, it is right.
No, Rachel does know because she did have the email with this dude and was going back and forth with him, and there was some kind of weird. You'd have to ask Rachel about it, but I think she knows.
Well, Stunty wouldn't know because he's not friends with Rachel.
Oh, you guys are on the outs.
Only I am. I've been accused of being a fucking close friend with Rachel and Rob.
Well,
yeah. Whoa, I'm hurt. Like, fuck off.
George,
I don't
can I
care.
ask you a question that I think Jeff might agree with me on that? Like, what's the greatest?
Exactly. I don't have a problem with this fucking comment right there.
I personally, I don't know why. I mean, if people bother you, I don't know. Don't you have the ability to ignore or block it?
Here's what happened. I'm not gonna name names, Bob. Okay. Here's what happened. I'm not gonna name names, but on this very channel, I ended a live stream. For some reason, I did a live stream on a Wednesday because William himself asked me. He said, "Will you please do this live stream for trolls? Let all the people that are considered trolls come on your show." Sure.
I was on that show. They had
exactly. Okay. So here's what happens. I wasn't doing that show to put trolls in their place. I was doing that show to allow them all to come up and roast me for as long as I could handle it. I don't think that I'm going to put anybody in their place. I'm not as keen on my ability as other people seem to think that I am. I was thinking, so I came on, I did my little half-hour soliloquy about dealing with some trolls, and then I said, all right, come on, just let's do it. Nobody came on except for all of a sudden Rachel shows up. She never shows up on my show. And then Mazzy and Rob, and then all of a sudden it's Rachel's ghost on my screen.
I remember
and
that.
and I think that they were all waiting for these people to show up because they wanted to confront them.
Absolutely.
I wasn't there to confront them. I was thinking it would be a bunch of, people on the screen going, "You're a cock. We hate you. You're a dick." And I was just going to put up with it as long as I could.
Okay, I just have a quick. I don't want to. I really kind of ought to just stay out of this whole thing.
He's speculating, but here it comes.
I don't have it, but I do. I just do have one question. I have a question. This word doxing. Remember, like, 10, 15 years ago, there was some CIA agent whose wife or husband doxed. He got doxed or she got doxed by. So it was like it was the time that word, if it wasn't already in the vernacular from Vietnam or something, it was the first time that, like, do you remember this?
Yep.
I think you're talking about the Vince Foster thing, right? Wasn't that the Vince Foster thing?
I don't think so. It was a woman. It was this. Anyway, the point is that.
Yeah,
Brian.
I remember. Yeah. Go ahead.
So
Can I talk?
Doxed is. I have a question. Is doxed in the?
Yeah.
Has it been in the YouTube nomenclature for
a while?
4 years?
Oh yeah.
Hey, Brian.
Since when
Brian.
exactly? Yeah.
Hey, Brian, I want you to hold on for 1 second. We got a big news flash here. Go ahead. Safe and sound.
Hey, I just want to clear Mark Glassman's name. I'm not Mark Glassman. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks, guys.
And you're not William.
And he's not William.
Are you poetry on plastic?
He didn't sound like William either.
No, that's not William. That's not his voice.
No. Wow. Well, he gave you a little bit of a sound bite there.
Wow, breaking news. Brian, did you see that? That's breaking news, right from Tokyo. It came via Tokyo through Sweden. Dawson, where are you located?
Heard all around the world.
Dawson, where are you? Niagara Falls, right? Is that what you said? New York? Canada side.
Jeff?
Fuck authority, man. Fuck them.
No, I got to get back to it, but I just, it's fun to hang out. I want to just drop in and say hello. And
Brian, did you have a guess who Vaginyl is? You said you might have had a guess who Vaginyl is.
Yeah,
I don't really want to speculate, but as soon as I want to.
It's Mark Glassman, right? It's Mark Glassman. It's Mark Glassman.
Doxing seems to be like a vinyl community accusation. I don't hear this word in any other circle of friends, and it became on my radar through some people reaching out to me saying, like, like, as soon as I came on, I started hearing the word doxing, and I was like, I'm trying to find the source of. I'm not trying to find the source. I'm just like, who got doxed first? And is that?
My name is George Henry Borden. I live in a small town called Piedmont, California. It's very small. Come here and we'll meet if you want. I just doxed myself.
I've met a ton of people.
I'll meet you in the park. We can fucking sort it out with knives.
Yeah, I've been pretty open about where I'm at. I don't tell my exact street address, although I doxed myself the other day when I held up I had a record that come in on record store that day that was all crunched up by the post office. I didn't even realize I held it up and showed my address. It was like, well, whatever. People are going to come kill me. But
well, hey, I think somebody, my speculation is that who's ever got accused of being doxed first has something to do with this whole scenario. That's my only thing. That's something that I was.
Glenn Calloway.
Yeah.
One thing I can say about that is that the last person I expected to start talking about all this drama doxing would be Brian.
Yeah, really. He's like the anti-drama dude for sure.
I gotta bounce, dude. I'm gonna get busted here. I gotta bounce.
Right. Today's the first time I ever heard that term doxing. That's the first time I've ever heard it.
I've heard it years ago. That's been around for a while. That isn't just like a.
See, I've been around for a while too, right?
I think where it really matters, Bobby, is like if somebody calls themselves like Scyther 201 on the internet, and that's their name, and then all of a sudden somebody goes, their name is Fred Stevenson, and they live on Elm Street on this, then they've been doxxed. They've been
so
they've been exposed. Like their real identity has been
Yeah.
exposed, right?
You see, George, what you just said, like when I do a comment under the name Pokemon Official Channel Japan with the picture of
Pikachu.
Vinyl
Pikachu.
Richie, of Vinyl Richie, I don't think I'm sneaking on anyone. I'm just like creating like abstract comedy there.
That's right. Docs, yeah. That's not. That's just like trolling is supposed to have a good nature.
That's trolling. That's
but it's trolling is supposed to be a good natured thing. No, it's not nefarious, really. If you're just doing it with good, like Stunty. I've showed up on your live stream and I went, oh my god, are we listening to more fucking squeaky door music? That's trolling. I'm trolling
comedy. That's just comedy, or
it's just for fun, right? But I'm doing it as myself. You know, it's me. You know our relationship, and you know our previous conversations. You know,
come on. If at one point, Jose is talking about what's his name? The older gentleman who's like a Trumper, original who's into audiophile stuff, Ron Baudry.
Yeah, Jose usually likes to talk about white guys with fat cocks.
Rock and Ronnie. He calls himself Rock and Ronnie.
But like, I mean, if Ron Baudry does like,
see, that was a
miscalculated comment that opens up for comedy. When I go on it,
thanks, Jeff.
My name is Ron Baudry's Border Death Squad. It's not trolling, and I couldn't do the joke under my name. It's like the whole point of the joke is creating that name. It's not.
There's a good humored aspect to it. That's what I mean by trolling.
Yeah, but
you're not doing it in a way.
When people say you should do your jokes under your own name, no, not all jokes work that way.
But on the other side of it too, it's not cool for any of us to kind of go, fuck those people, they suck, they don't know how to express themselves, and what they're doing is bullshit. Again, this is where I break off with Mazzy and Rob and Rachel. I don't think that it's right to say that Davey Strange Name or Marius or any of these people shouldn't have the right to do what they do, and I never try to stop them from doing what they do. And I don't sit here and spend time going, fuck those people. There are times where I've gone back to them and said, hey, I think this was a little over the line. You know, this is a problem with me. You called me a Nazi or something like that. My parents are Jews. That's not cool. So can you stop that? And every time that I've ever done that with them,
you can be a Nazi and be a Jew, you know.
Yeah.
Right. But my parents are the political ideology. My parents are the types of Jews that don't really like to have their son called a Nazi.
Yeah. No kidding. Nobody likes that.
Fair enough. Right. So when that happens, I go back to them and I go, could you just fucking calm down with that shit? And every time they've gone, yeah, cool. So I don't really have a problem with them.
You know who the people who like the least being called Nazis right now? It's the fucking Nazis.
Well, I'll tell you something. The jazz bums are the most racist group of assholes I've ever talked to in my life.
Wow, really?
No, it's a joke. That's the most opposite thing in the world. They're the coolest people in the world. They're very accepting.
Yeah,
Jesus. You see how easily. Yeah,
but here's the thing, though, George. If you're not like, I know who some of those people are, and I've clicked on the channel.
I don't know,
but I don't watch them regularly, so I'm like, oh wow, are they really? Then George must have had a bad experience. See?
No,
but you were kidding.
Had I ever had a bad experience with them, I wouldn't sit here and talk about it on my show.
Right.
I would like. Here's the thing. Like, let's just say I hate Stunty. I would never use my show as a platform to talk about how much I hate him. I think that's stupid.
You would use Rachel's platform to do that.
No, I wouldn't even. And you know what's funny is that I've been accused of going on Rachel's show to.
Not you. Come on, not you.
No, it's true. I have recently, but I wouldn't do that. The only time I go on Rachel's show is to sort of calm down the rhetoric that they're talking about that's coming from my show. I don't ever think that on here we spend our time talking shit about other people. I don't think we are right now. I think what we're talking about is the general idea about how there's this idea that there's trolls, and then there's this idea that there's people that aren't trolls, and they're just trying to get along with each other and live happily ever after. It's not going to ever happen. There's always going to be people, like, no matter what you say, someone's going to take umbrage with it, and that's fine.
No,
But,
you know, George, the only problem I think with all of that kind of crap with the trolls and stuff like that is, I mean, like Stunty says, jokes, all kinds of stuff like that. Sometimes you say something that's taken wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the ones that are trying to be mean about individual people. You know, those are the guys, to me, that are a little sick in the fucking head, right?
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
why be mean to people? I mean, just, you know, if you don't like somebody, you know, go away. That's all.
Yeah, but a lot of people get a big pass doing that, and
Yeah, I know. They for some reason or another, I'll tell you right now, I can guarantee you 95% of these people would never say that face to face to somebody, because they'd get a fucking smack in the face, or somebody else would fucking look at them like you're an idiot,
But
right?
I think I know where Stunty comes from, and I think I'm not going to speak for the other people in his area, but I think that in general there are people that have watched this show or Rachel's show or whatever, and then what they're saying is like, how can you possibly say in a private conversation talk about how much something that Rob did bothers you, and then let him come up on the screen and then not attack him for it? Like, that's what you should do.
Well, why?
Well, yeah, right. I don't feel the same way.
I mean, what, Copper, the world's conscience? That was like that guy.
Exactly. You're right. Exactly, Bob. I agree with you 100%. I don't feel that I'm the police of anybody.
Yeah.
If somebody comes on to my screen, I go, "How are you? What are you doing? What's going on?"
Police yourself. You police yourself. That's the right way to do it,
right?
Man.
And there will be times where, like, I might talk to you in private, and I might go, you know, Stunty fucking pissed me off the other day.
So
you know, but I don't feel it's necessary for me to come on the screen and go, Stunty's a dick, you know, and I think that everybody should hate him. I have a problem with that part, right? Or Jeff, or Nick Fantasy, or Rob the Wax, or Mazzy, or anybody. If I have a problem with somebody in a personal way, I'm going to talk about it with them personally. I don't think that what we're doing here has to do with tearing somebody down. And somebody says right here, George is the anti-William. I'm not anti-William. I think that William.
I think he meant you're the anti-William.
But I'm not. I'm exactly like him. I'm a person on YouTube talking about what I care about. And if what he cares about is alternative to me, that's okay.
No, but I think you're correct, George. I think you know, it's a clever, like, when Nathan is saying that, like, everyone understands what he means, but actually that's not true. Yeah.
What's not true?
No, that you're the anti-William. You're correct, William.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm very much like William. I am a person who likes to say what I think, and sometimes to my own detriment. I think the difference is that I have reached out to William and I've said, let's be friends. Let's not fight on the TV.
Wait, to be fair, William reaches out to people he has an issue with. He does.
Well, right.
Unfortunately.
People he has an issue with. I reach out to people I don't have an issue with that I would like to continue.
No, but you just said that people you have an issue with, you reach out to them rather than to air it publicly. You just say that.
No. What I'm saying is, if I if I have an issue with you, I'm not going to say it on the air. I'm going to say it to you in private. I'm going to talk to you in private.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. That's exactly what William does, except that he also does that in public.
Right. Okay, right, and that's but it's not a problem. It's just a different take on it, and therefore I don't really want to be involved. So I stay away from it.
The problem is that
There's
on
not
the
a
private
problem.
chat we have here, we had 6 messages or 8, and now we suddenly have like 97 just thanks to Vaginyl.
That's right, and he's backstage right now, saying, "Why can I not?" You know, it's like
because he has mean intentions.
I never blocked you. I don't even know who you are, fucker. Stunty, can you help?
Yeah, he like the whole purpose of this channel is
you think this isn't William
to bully William. That's it.
But
he's saying he's gonna come on camera if you unblock him. So let him show.
I've never blocked this guy.
Don't play fucking games with the rooster thing, dude. Come on with your fucking face like all
right. All he has to do is turn on his camera or his mic, and I'll let him on the screen. I already did earlier, and when I did earlier, he showed the TV and he showed his hands and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you noticed, William was pointing out in his evidence video that his hands and his
that was bullshit.
But then the next thing he's wearing gloves, so you can't see his hands. Look, man, whoever it is, come on up. Let's do it. Let's deal with it.
Safe and sound.
You blocked me from your channel's chat. That is all I want to do. And the name of this person is Why Can I Not Chat as Vaginyl? I don't know that person. I've never blocked you. I don't know.
Come on. Like, man. It's not a person. It's a tool for someone who exists in the real life and also maybe has a real internet persona. That's not his real internet persona. That's just a toy he has to bully William. We know it. And if we decide to give it more air, that's on us. I disagree with William on most things. I think he has a lot of issues that he doesn't control.
Yep.
At the same time, I see that
he's got a point, because this Safe and Sound Vaginyl guy is really fucking his life up, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen up. It's 10 to 3, and I'm going fishing. I got to be on the river at 5 o'clock.
All right, Bob.
So I get ready, guys. See you later, boys and girls.
Good night, buddy. Good night. Listen.
Well, that ain't good night. I'm getting ready to go fishing.
Good morning.
Yeah, right.
Smoke a couple long hits and hit the river, man.
If that's the case, then I apologize to William. I'm sorry that I mistook you for the Vaginyl guy. But on the other hand, what do you want me to do about it? Like, what can I do?
Has William asked you to do anything about it?
Yeah, of course he has. On his, a million times. He wants me to unblock him.
No.
Just like Vaginyl does.
Oh yeah, to unblock.
And then sometimes he goes, he has a video where he goes, "This is me acting like Safe and Sound Vaginyl. This is my Safe and Sound Vaginyl account, and this is where I did this and I did this, but this one's not me." Okay, so now Unhide Vaginyl is in the waiting room right now, and he's saying that Unhide Vaginyl, that's it, and that's all I want.
Yeah, but like he won't show his face. So.
Right. Like it's like if you want to be allowed in my chat.
You don't even need to ask him to, because again, this is just a toy that eventually would get broken, and that person will find another toy to bully someone else.
Yeah.
That's just it.
So Stunty, what do you think is the solution?
To ignore it.
I can't. He keeps showing up in my backstage.
Well, then block him if it bothers you.
I did a million times, but every time he comes in with a different name.
different
For
name.
instance, if I block him right now, he'll come in as rhinosforsale.com. And then I block that. And then he comes in as jeffgasmasks.com.
Oh, he's got me now. I'm one of them.
Anybody, whoever's on the screen, he will come in as that person. He'll keep doing it forever and ever and ever. So I can either talk about it, give him his due, let him come up on the screen.
Well, you know what?
Say what he wants to say.
Possibilities, George.
Yeah.
That person, there's either he does it because he finds it's fun for himself, and that's all he needs, or he does it.
Okay, hold on. He's backstage. He's backstage. He's back. Okay,
well, he has an audience.
He's backstage. George Borden's backstage. Just want to chat. That's what he's saying. Stunty, take a look at the 99 comments that he's left. I'm trying to have a live stream.
My point is that either he's doing that because
Christ, are you kidding me?
See, Jeff? You see, Jeff?
George, please let me finish my point as you asked the question. Either he's doing it for his own fun or he's doing it for an audience.
Yeah, to keep pushing your buttons. Yeah.
So if that's for an audience, then
here's the thing. We're at the 5 hour and 53 minutes, and I just started talking about it now.
Yeah,
it's been happening since the beginning, and I didn't talk about it for the first 3 or 4 hours that we were having the stream, and it didn't stop, so I ignored it.
Yeah, that's
you understand?
That's a weirdo fucking thing to do, man. You'd figure most normal people would kind of get over it after the first half hour and move on and do something else, go jerk off to porn or, whatever, do something, right? But this guy just constantly wants to keep doing it.
6 hours he's been doing that?
Yeah.
Yes, it's 93 fucking messages.
That's man, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine 30 minutes tops doing that.
Yeah,
this has been happening for the last 5 live streams, and this is the first time that I'm actually talking about it. So it's not like I haven't tried to ignore it, and it's not like I tried to not make it go away.
Best
this person
in town,
right? And I even let him up on the screen, and he still said, "I'm not William," and then he got off or whatever the fuck.
Which is good. No, he didn't say he's not William. He said, "I'm not Mark Glassman."
Yeah.
Oh,
it definitely didn't sound like William. I don't know William.
No, he was not William.
I recognize his voice.
And I don't need to approve.
I don't fucking care. I don't care. Okay, I don't care who it is. But what I'm saying is that this person is more into ruining this
obsessive compulsive
than just whatever it is that this is the 15th time I kicked him out of the backstage.
And how he and other people are like acting like they're defending Mark Glassman.
But by the way, folks, his last comment was just so you know, was Mark is an innocent man. I know that. I never thought Mark Glassman was
everyone. The guy. It's only William who for some reason believed that in his heart.
No, he didn't. Fucking
shut the fuck up.
Jesus.
Hey, but he did bring up a really cogent point there. How about that new Bon Jovi single?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, there's a guy in the French VC who is a crazy Bon Jovi collector.
Oh, fuck.
And I mean, it's insane. I had no idea of all the variants and the fan club editions. It's like
mind blowing. It's fucking mind blowing.
$2,000, brand new variants.
Wow, shit.
Yeah.
I said earlier, George dipped out for a minute, but I said earlier that when they were talking about the John Cougar Mellencamp, I'll take Grant Lee Buffalo over John Cougar Mellencamp all the time, or even Grant Lee Phillips. You know who that is?
Yep.
He's fucking great, man. Really, really.
John Cougar Mellencamp. I have PTSD from the early 90s on like radio.
So do I. Every song.
Why would people play that stuff? Obviously, because the record company paid for, because no one cared for that music.
Yeah. But I mean, it's
not the worst, but
he did get tied. Yeah, it's not the worst. He got tied in with Willie, and Neil Young, and they did the whole Farm Aid thing, which and Dylan, I guess, was involved in that too at one point. But I mean, he seems like he's a fairly cool dude, but I never really got into his music too much. Like you said, too much. Every fucking fourth song. It's like Metallica is kind of ruined for me now. Like I cannot listen to anything after And Justice. And I don't really even go back to those other ones anymore because they're overplayed. But once you hear those songs a million fucking times, you're like, God damn, I'm just over it, you know? But yeah, I don't get the thing. I guess I don't quite get. You and I had a long conversation about this, you know, about a month ago or so. Is just the continual drama. It's like a couple shows kind of exist because of the drama, and it's the only way.
He's backstage right now, called 16th Time's a Charm. And he's laid 3 new chats in. Stunty, you're a good guy. You know Mark isn't behind this. I'll tell you what. This will make you feel happy. Hold on, I'm going to kick you out again for the 17th time. You know, me and Nick for me and Nick for a long time have discussed whether or not we thought this was a worthwhile pursuit, you know, to keep doing this. And when it becomes not fun anymore, then we said we're just not going to do this anymore.
And you're getting close.
Yeah, totally. I think me more than Nick is prepared to just go. My life is better without doing it. If it's going to be taken up by this kind of bullshit.
Let's call it how it is, George.
Right.
Like, that channel's purpose is to bully William by also making fun of his aunt, like he did when he appeared with like that animation.
This has nothing to do with William. This is right now. This is this channel right
George,
now.
I'm saying that the purpose of that channel is that, but now he's been bullying you all night.
Well, he's been bullying me for months.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And it's been happening every single fucking time I do a live stream. I have to keep fucking policing this shit in the fucking backside.
Yeah, that's annoying as fuck. And
do you have a sort of OCD that you see him backstage, and
it comes right up on my screen? He shows up right on the screen. It's like it's right there.
When you see someone that is backstage, your OCD brains, and I'm talking about mine as well, like you don't want something to stay there. You want to put it on screen, and he plays with that button.
Can I make a suggestion?
No, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you about that part. Hold on one second, Jeff. I know what you're going to get to, and I just want to say one thing before that. I'll be honest with you. As a kid, my goal was always to stop people from telling me that I wasn't doing the right thing or being good or whatever. And I purposefully chose as a child to not do what was expected of me. And I was always told, because of that fact, that I wasn't upholding my end of the deal. And since I started this YouTube channel, 99.5% of the people are appreciative of it. And that 0.5% of the people that tell me, you don't care about anybody, you're a fucking self-absorbed asshole, you're just a dick.
You have 200 viewers by saying 0.5.
Right. Those are the people that I spend the most time thinking about. Yeah. Because I don't want anybody to and that's the question. I go, why are you watching that? Why do you wait
rule number
why
one,
do you wait and then show up and then just say horrible shit? No, I know.
Mistake.
I know that. But I am not going to change who I am for YouTube.
Can I ask you a question, George?
Sure.
There is one simple way to stop this.
Yeah, just turn it off and stop doing it.
No. when you do your streams, don't share the link. Only share the link with people that you know that you established. Now, just
that means I have to have their fucking emails, and now all of a sudden it's work.
That's true. You got to develop a network of friends, and then like I do streams quite frequently. Stunty's been on my show.
Yeah.
The reality of it is that I'm very choosy about who I bring on. So then you could go, well, you're an elitist. You only bring your friends on. You kind of right.
You open yourself up to some other type of criticism. But okay, so here's what me and Nick, and at the beginning, John Bandy had decided was like, this is just there's no plan. We're gonna get on an hour early, and we're just gonna start talking. And then when the counter counts down, we're going to hit go live. And we're just going to start talking. Right?
Could Vaginyl be John Bandy?
No. John Bandy, that really nice guy?
See how long George is thinking now?
Yeah.
Stunty, don't do that, dude.
No, I'm okay. Sorry.
No.
I can't envision it. I met John twice.
I hope not. Yeah.
Listen.
Super nice dude.
That
wouldn't be up at midnight or 3 a.m. on the East Coast doing something like that. He's in Texas, isn't he? That guy? So, yeah, no way that's him.
No way.
And I barely know, but that's just a no way from me.
Stunty, I'll talk to you offline about the situation there. Look, John Bandy did a great effort to the show, and regardless of what he thinks about myself or about Nick, we wish him well, and we want him to have a good life. And so we'll leave it at that. But here's what I would say. I don't care about the look or the thing or this or that. What I'm saying is that I don't need to do this. And I'm not saying it like that's not a flex, or what I'm saying is like, it would be so much easier for me to just lay down on the couch and watch TV.
Crash, yeah.
You know what I mean? And never even fucking walk over to the computer and do that. Or when I'm at the computer, I could be here making music. I'm in the middle of making a record right now. I think is the best thing I've ever done.
Nice.
Well, but then again, all that does is it opens up to people going, what does that mean? What is this? What is that? It's like, I'm not accustomed to that. I have been in the music industry for a million years, and my whole goal has always been to stay away from that kind of thing, like people's perceptions. And I'm not gonna, it's my fault. I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna like all of a sudden go, let me think about the troll's perspective so I can really understand who they are. They're just being assholes. And I didn't get on here to try to do what people have accused me of, is like, I've had somebody actually write me a message saying, you surround yourself with stupid people to make yourself feel smart.
Ooh.
Now, I can tell you right now that by having Jeff on the screen and Stunty on the screen, both of you all are clearly more intelligent and more thoughtful and more thought-provoking and more deep thinking than I am. If anything, I'm a shallow douche American fuck that just likes to talk about shit that makes me feel good about myself.
Well, I think that's what we all do it for, George. We all get on with that intention of sharing. Sharing the wealth.
But when somebody accuses me of surrounding myself with stupid people in an effort to make myself feel smarter, I'm thinking to myself, who are you really trying to put down here? Do you think that makes me feel bad? Yeah. Or are you, why don't you say that to the guests?
Yeah, come on screen.
Yeah. Because if you said that to them, they would fucking annihilate you.
Be a fucking man or a woman. If it's a woman, I don't think it's a woman though. Clearly, that was the woman's voice.
No, it's a straight up man.
But come on, show your face. Don't be a fucking pussy, because that's what you are. You're a pussy if you're hiding behind. Hang on, Stunty. Let me finish. You and I've had our.
So do I.
We talked about. So I feel that when you get in the comments and you comment on people that actually have the balls to get on camera and go on screen, and you make these fucking comments about how they look or how they talk or whatever, you're just being a cunt to be a cunt. That's just the reality of it. So if you have the balls, come up, say your piece. But I do get one thing that George is saying. Like, the fact that he's opened up the stream and this guy's in there and there's 8,000 fucking messages in there, that just almost makes it like, fuck, why am I doing this? Like, I don't want to do this.
It's not worth the fucking time. Yeah. It's like
aggravation. It's like babysitting.
I can still do all the things that I do on here sitting over there without this shit being turned on. You know, I can, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And that's the other thing is people go, you're just all about the views. Are you fucking kidding me?
But George,
I don't like. Are you fucking kidding me?
We know all that.
Like,
what I don't get.
Someone else. That's
what I don't get.
You know.
Well, go on if you haven't finished.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, there's a way to run a YouTube channel if you're looking for views, and I know what that is. I purposefully try to prove to the people that are watching that that's not. I've given away box sets to my viewers. No,
you're just interested in something different.
No, I'm interested in being a fucking actual person.
Yeah, so you're interested in something different.
Right. And it's totally fair if somebody doesn't like me as a person. But the fact is that if you're going to sit there and spend days and days and months trying to ruin what is happening for other folks,
the thing
that's that's really disturbing.
And on the paper, I agree with you, but there is something a little bit unique in the dynamic of doing these things on the internet, on YouTube, when you have created a sort of community. I don't get this point that Geoff just made that, like, oh, if you don't like me or blah, 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 come on screen and don't be a pussy and say it to my face. As the people who are on screen right now, we always have the last word. We always have power. It's asymmetric power between us and the people in the chat.
You're right in the YouTube world, but we're not living in the YouTube world. We're just trying to be regular people. So when me and Jeff are talking about that, we're talking about like,
but
we actually walk away from it remembering the last thing that somebody said to us, not the last thing we said to somebody else.
But when you create a community on the YouTube, you have people who you won't necessarily know interact face to face, even if it's not in the same room, and like claiming that someone who has something to say against you has to say it to your face and show their face, I think it opens up like way more problematic concerns. Because
I see what you're saying, Stunty, but the fact is that when they continually do it over and over and over again, and they try to hold you, but if you're trying to hold me to a particular standard, then you at least need to rise up to the standard that you're talking about. And if you're going to sit there and like just constantly troll, and you're never going to take responsibility for who you are, then there's a problem with that. I'm not trying to say make yourself be known, motherfuckers. All I'm saying is, like, I've given you the time. I've talked about you. I've shown everybody what you're doing. You've made me out to be a dick. You've said all the things that you want to say. You keep doing it, and I've let everybody know that you think that I'm a dick, and that's fair. So the next step, the only next step, is for you to get up here on the screen and confront me face to face.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
That's fair.
I
because you're not confronting anything. You're just saying a bunch of empty, hollow shit when you hide behind some avatar. Then
George,
give up and go away.
If
Like, you've
someone
already
does
done
that
it.
on the level you're talking about,
I'm talking about for 5 months now.
Yeah. I'm saying, people see that. I've seen that. Like, I don't know why you haven't seen earlier that Vaginyl was not William, but like, fair enough. Like,
You're still talking about Vaginyl and William. Jesus,
no.
I don't care about who
were talking about
Vaginyl is.
Vaginyl now.
I'm not talking about Vaginyl. I'm just talking about anybody,
everyone
that is willing to spend so much effort. Like, just be here, like, the second we start, and continually bam, bam, bam. And like, if you hate this so much, go.
But who are you talking about then?
Well, and
anybody.
But who? Like, give me one example.
Anybody that, like, I would not spend a moment watching a stream that I hate. I wouldn't spend like all my waking hours like going at that stream going fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you all the time. That's like,
fine. You wouldn't. Okay. Can you accept that some people would watch something they hate because they find it fun?
So they need to handle it in the way that they want to handle it, and I have to handle it in the way that I want to.
Right. Absolutely.
And the way that I want to handle it is by saying, what the fuck are you trying to accomplish here? What do you want?
But your reaction is asking a question. It's not a solution.
There is no solution other than leaving this and not doing it anymore. That's why I came to the conclusion, like, I would rather just never do this again than continually have to deal with all this extra don't you get what I'm saying? Like,
hang on, can I
like everything that you're trying to say is don't give up, keep going, keep pushing. I don't have to. You know, if I was hungry or I couldn't live, or this was like bringing me my lifestyle, like, I don't have any record labels sending me records and asking me to shill for them and stuff. I'm not doing that. So all this really is I'm doing it to talk to you, and to talk to you, and to talk to the people in the chat. But then every once in a while, somebody comes along, and because they don't get all the attention they deserve, they take up all of the fucking, like, I'm constantly sitting there, click, 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 click. You know, it's boring.
Can I give you an example of how this affected me once?
Yeah.
I had a dude that was, he was a mega trumper, just so happened to be a mega trumper. And I revealed that I have a child who's trans. You know, not something that it took me a while to be able to say that, because I wanted to protect my kid's identity. But my kids started to come on some of my streams last year, and
and it could be brutal.
And somebody decided to come at me and say, you know, that's not normal. God doesn't. I'm like, hey, fucker. You're going to say that shit in my fucking comments. You get your fucking face up here on the screen so I see who you are. Because I won't lie to you. That's shit that I would fucking kill for. No problem. No way would I not. I would. It's just how it is. I'm protecting my child, man. So we're not at that level in these chats, clearly, with this. But I fully get where George is coming from, in the respect that, like, for example, I had somebody come in one time and say, I'm gonna fuck your mother, I'm gonna fuck your daughter too, and I'm like, bro, out of here. I just blocked them, and they kept coming back with names. I just kept blocking them, and that was the end of it. They didn't come back after like 2-3 days, so 2 or 3 streams. So I wouldn't let it ruin your experience in that. George, you're good at this. You have a lot of life experience, like all three of us do. We're older guys. We're pushing our 60s or whatever. Well, maybe not you yet, Stunty. You're getting there, but I know I am. But the point is that a guy like this dude can really sort of just get inside your head. And fuck this shit.
Yeah, and that's. Before it gets into my head, I would rather just not even fucking deal with it. That's what I'm saying. It's too much work. It's too much. It's too much work.
But there is a solution. You just develop a core group of people that you guys talk, and then you trust maybe that they bring someone in somewhere along the line. That's where I did. Stunty, I met you through. What was her name? Malia.
No,
right?
no. You keep saying that, but you met me because I met you. I found you because of the Andrew Lives.
Laos thing. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But
all right, before we start sucking each other's dicks, Stunty's the biggest troll in the fucking world, and I don't have a problem bringing him on here. I don't have a problem if he shows up in the chat. He's doing it in a way where I know who he is. Right. I know what he's doing. I don't have a problem with it.
And when you have, you tell me.
Yeah, and there's times I've talked to Stunty. We've talked
one time
offline.
when I made a joke about that you felt that could be that you didn't want your kid to hear, even if it was not a big deal. It was
it's true.
Yeah.
It was a personal thing that I fucking had, and you could see by what I was showing earlier. There's other stuff behind it, right? So, and also we've talked offline. We know who we are. You know, if I have a problem with you, I'll just call you. You know, that's what we'll do. That
I think we would like. It's horrible to say that about yourself, but in our interaction, George, would you say that I've all been like brutally honest about anything we've discussed?
I wouldn't. I would never, ever.
Oh, not brutal.
No. I would never not let you come on here or be a representative or something that I said or something like that. Even though I've had differences with you and we talk about it offline as people, like straight on, but like on the show.
Did we really?
We did, yeah, dude. I talked to you on the phone for like 7 hours one day.
Yeah, but we didn't have personal differences on anything, I think. But...
No, that's right. That's what I mean. It's like I know who you are as a person. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
because we've been honest to each other.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's all you can. Yeah, exactly. It's all you can hope for. And so but see, that's the thing here.
That's not really
Stunty,
I don't think Stunty. I think you're not used to the idea in America right now. If you have differences with somebody on a base level, you almost like won't even associate with them. Yeah, that's very true. Sadly, very.
You know, like that's where we're at right now. It's like you could say 2 sentences that would rule somebody out from being even like in a conversation with you. You just like no. That's where we're at in America. It's a horrible situation.
It really is.
And I don't like it.
What? That's why you're on the internet rather than trying to have these interactions.
Right, because I can talk to people all around the world instead of people that are right around
and
me.
Also, on the internet they can't stab you in the back directly, literally.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite Scorpions record. I think some people would say Tokyo Tapes.
Indulging the new avatar of Vaginyl because
is that who that is? Is that who that is?
Of course it is. Come on.
I don't know, but I would say this. I would say my favorite Scorpions record would be Blackout.
Mine's Taken by Force.
Do I have to have a favorite?
You don't have to have a favorite.
No. Stunty doesn't have a favorite.
He did ask where we're at. I'm in the Eastern time zone. I think George on the West Coast, and Stunty, we don't know. Stunty lives in his own world somewhere. We're not really sure where he's at.
Oh no,
Sweden somewhere.
Judging by what Stunty has said, you know exactly where we're at.
Yeah.
Dan Goucher.
Dogs or cats? I'm a cat guy. Yeah. We're just letting you know. Faulty Towers, great. Yeah. So we're addressing your questions here. There you go.
Yeah, I love Faulty Towers. I love Steptoe and Son. I love Are You Being Served?
That's a good one. Yeah.
I love a lot of UK comedy. Big time.
Of course, Python, of course.
So
Kings.
You know. Oh, wait, hold on.
Ah, come on, man.
The Scorpions are so cringe. It's a Romanian wedding.
But you know, wait, George, before you comment on that, you don't understand how much of a diss it is because Sava is actually from Bulgaria. So he's even like calling it Romanian. It's
The Scorpions, I think the Scorpions at the beginning were a really good band, and then they got so stupidly commercial that I couldn't listen to them anymore.
Yeah, after Love at First Sting, that was
Love at First Sting was like their last good record to me, and then after that, I didn't want to.
And Animal Magnetism would be my favorite, but I fucking hate that song, Lady Starlight. I hate that song. Oh.
Right, but this is Vaginyl, so we're not supposed to.
Yes. If it wasn't Vaginyl, after I say that, do you think that his next post would be not to address the fact that he's not vaginal?
I don't know.
No, but it is, of course, and that's fine.
I don't understand the depth of
weirdness.
I don't. Okay, listen. I'm not trying to this is not trying to make myself sound better, but I really just don't have that type of bone in my body. I don't understand why, if you hate something, you need to spend so much time
fixated on it,
proving how much you hate it. I just don't get it.
It's like easy, George. Like there is a channel of the French VC that is so bad, so horrible, so dishonest, that it's so cringe that it becomes abstractly funny. You're not that, or hopefully.
But no, I clearly am, because like look at what's happening for the last hour. Is that I'm sitting here
is straight up bullying, because it's playing with your just emotions. Just okay, now I'm neutral and I managed to stay around you and roam around you. That's what he's getting off with.
But I'm not saying it in a bad way, Stunty. What I'm saying is that like if somebody feels that strongly about how bad this is, I mean, look at like even now, just the chat. Look at all. Just look at the chat. Look at all the blue circles in the public chat. If that's who you say it is, and they're willing to spend that kind of time, and there's 60 something people watching, and there's one person that's willing to put that type of hate into it, I have to say to myself, this is probably not a good thing to have in the world. Like I'd rather just go, it just because it's my show doesn't make me feel upset about it. I'd rather go, wow, this is not cool. This should be gone.
But I have an observation, and maybe I'm just way off, because clearly maybe Stunty and I are seeing this a little different. So you think and feel, Stunty, that Dan might be the vaginal guy?
So, sorry, your sound, you know, your fan is louder now than you.
I actually had
he said in no uncertain terms that Dan Gaucho, or whatever his fucking name is vaginal, and now Dan Gaucho is saying I'm not the guy you're talking about.
Well, no, Vinyl and Kick, is that the guy?
No, Vinyl and Kick's 86 is he's a normal person.
Okay.
But Dan Gaucher, it's the very first time we see that name, and and you see the amount of messages that are completely unrelated to what we're talking about.
Yeah, Firehouse. They're
good. So here's what I'm saying. When this happens, like something like this, I'd rather just go away and not ever deal with it again. And people go, well, you shouldn't give up because of that. And, you know, Nick has said that too. We shouldn't give up our show based on some troll. And I'm thinking, I'm not giving it up because of that. What I'm saying is like, maybe they're right. If it's this stupid that somebody's able to focus on it that hardcore, maybe there's a point there. Maybe this is jump the shark. Maybe this is dumb. Maybe they're right. I really don't think like that. I'm convinced that they're wrong.
But my question then, George, my question there then is, what's dumb about? No, I don't have anything on, dude. It's not me. I heard that earlier.
It's fine.
But here's what I was gonna say. I don't see what could ever be wrong and stupid about a bunch of dudes just sitting around talking about world affairs or records.
Me neither. It never even crossed my mind.
Possibly be stupid about that. ever.
It's not
I don't
about
know.
what we talk about or you guys talk about. It's about the perceived personality and insecurities and how it can be. You can have fun with that. I'll tell you what. Vaginal might be whomever he is in real life. He might be a nice.
Thanks for fortifying my ideas, Sava. Because I'm not gonna ever be strong like Kanye. I'd rather just fucking leave.
No, but like he might be a nice guy. We all know what we think about William. Besides the stuff that we can.
I don't even think about him.
Let me finish that point. The thing is that Vaginal, Dangoshe, if it's the same or whatever, there might be a stand-up guy in their private life, in real life, but what he's doing is still bullying, and even if it's someone we don't like or we object to, bullying is still bullying, and that's it.
Right,
that's
but Stunty, the fact that you're taking the time to figure out who he might be in his real life, they don't take the time to figure out who I am in my real life, or you are in your real life. They're just making assumptions based on some shit that they heard on a live stream.
But I mean,
we're not sitting here trying to be gatekeepers. You don't want gatekeepers. We're being honest.
But
so sometimes,
here's the thing, though, George. If you go back and scroll back to when Dan came in, he hasn't said anything confrontational or anything assholeish.
No, yeah.
He's asked some legitimate kind of newbie type questions that maybe like something just popping in that's awake at night. So I don't know. You could be right, Stunty. You may be wrong. You know,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about that part of it. I'm just saying in general. It's like I don't get on here to do anything other than like, look, we have a guy walking around in Tokyo, Japan right now. True. We have a guy sitting very close to his ceiling in Sweden.
Yeah, that's weird. They must have low ceilings.
And we have somebody in California. We have somebody on the East Coast. We have somebody. We're all around the world. That's the reason why I like to do this. But to sit there and to think that, you know, whatever it is, like even if we're arguing about Led Zeppelin or some stupid bullshit like that, that it would be so inciting to somebody to try to
disrupt
not even disrupt it, but like to derail it, to like stop it from occurring. Like
guys,
and what they're saying like you don't even deserve to be able to talk about this shit. Yes, Brian.
Guys, it's very, very obvious. I mean, and I know it kind of goes without saying, and I'm just stating the obvious here, but this person is obviously like, you shouldn't quit because you shouldn't be bummed out because like he's derailing anything or she's derailing anything. What you should be doing is recognizing that this person is totally miserable and insecure and broken and in dire need of attention and love, and you should really pity them rather than let them perturb you. And in fact, like something to, I mean, I don't know how you translate this into actual how you do something with this, but to show compassion somehow for them.
That's
you're both absolutely correct in that. I'm not saying that I'm going to quit doing it, but what I'm saying is that it continually comes up when me and Nick are talking about it. Like, this is way more of a hassle than it is fun. Like when you're constantly like dealing with the chat, dealing with like, and it's like it becomes a chore, and you go. I can't even concentrate on the conversation.
It's like you're babysitting. It's like you're babysitting.
When you have people kind of going, "Hey, fuck you," it's like, why do that? And so when it gets to that, it's not making me give up. Nobody's going to ever change my idea about how I feel about music and stuff. But it's like they might change my idea about wanting to come on and talk about it if it's constantly going to be a fucking issue. You know what I mean? Like it's just not worth.
You say that person today arrived from the beginning of the stream, which means that must be an American person. Time-wise,
I don't know.
Not necessarily.
Oh yeah,
No.
it could be Japan. Yeah.
Or England, even. They could have just been up late.
No.
You've been here.
Sleeping. We're sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Not everybody.
You are.
Not everybody. I mean,
You are, you fucking vampire.
Some people do, but like here it is. I have health issues that.
Okay, I won't be able to do my joke about. Then I understand they're miserable if they're American. But okay.
Well, that's true though. That actually is true. Go ahead.
I have a couple things I want to share. My friend, my sort of guru, he told me that he's taught me about camera. You're
cutting out.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah, you're cutting out as well.
Just keep going. We'll act like it's not happening.
Okay, let me try again. I have a guy in my life who is extremely a brilliant artist, genius, and he knows about hi-fi, he knows about cameras, he knows about just everything. He's an old school artist, and I went to him and I said, like, hey man, I got my nice watch. I got to go take it to the place for them to service it. I'm going to be without a watch for 3 months, and I think I'm going to buy a little shitty watch. And he was like, no, Brian, you need one watch your whole life. You need one watch. Just wait for the watch to come back. I had a fucking squeak in my bike, and it was going gink, 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 gink. And I was like, I got to fix this squeak in my bike. And he said, no, wait, dude, maybe you just learn to like enjoy the squeak. And my dad had
this is gay stuff, right? This is gay.
It's gay stuff. It is gay stuff, but it's useful. It's useful knowledge. And even this is not gay. Actually, this is marriage stuff. And I pulled the hair, the sink, the fucking bathtub used to get filled with hair of my wife's hair, and it used to fucking drive me insane. And my dad said to me, dude, why don't you just make it your job to fucking pull out the hair? And I'm like, it's not my hair. Why should I fucking have to pull it out? And he's like, well, why are you're the one who's stressed out about it. Make it your fucking job to pull the hair out.
I would like to pull this. I would like to make this point. Asians have long, thick, black hair. No matter what, it's so beautiful. I've dated a girl from Hong Kong.
Oh, stop
huge,
bragging.
Flowing black hair, but like it's like everywhere that it goes, it's like fucking black spaghetti everywhere. It's so thick, and it's so strong. And in one way, I go, you should be happy that you have this, because look at me. And she's going, no, not really. And I'm like, no, really, you should. And I feel for you, Brian, because that black fucking spaghetti can be bad.
But once you fucking realize that I'm the drain cleaner. That's my job. That's my pleasure.
Come on. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Saying, you can reframe this, George. We can all reframe this. We can have pity on this guy, and we can love him and show compassion, and we can actually make it so it's not even, it's like boring to him. Literally, if you sit here and I don't know how you put it into practice exactly, but if you were to be like, hey, just let him be on the screen for an hour. I mean, you know what? Instead of being on this chat bugging you for 5 hours, maybe he would get bored if you just let him on screen and be there and just, I don't know what.
I did. I let him on the screen twice tonight.
I know. And just you can mute him, right? Maybe you put him on the screen for like 30 minutes, and I don't know. I can't imagine the stress level. And it's easier to put in practice, easier said than done, but obviously the guy wants, obviously it's somebody
he's talking to you. He's talking to you right now. Have you ever heard of the band Steamhammer? No. If you like Tull and Bloodwood Pig, then you need to have their records.
I don't know any of these names, but my music taste is very, very basic. I'm very basic.
All right.
I think it's time for a joke. Can I tell a joke, a funny story?
Tell a joke, and I gotta go again, or I'm gonna get busted again. But thanks for letting me come in. Reframe this, George. But tell your joke, Stunty.
So
I'm not gonna reframe it. I love this. I love you.
So it's in kindergarten. Like the teacher, she's asking the pupils, like, George, Stunty, Jeff, Brian, can you tell us one thing that you would really want in your life, something that's missing in your life?
Yeah.
And George says, I would so much love to have like a pink triangle. Dark.
It could be brown. It could be. It could be brown. It could be brown.
Yeah. Okay. And Jeff, like, what would you really? What do you miss in your life? Oh,
really hot pizza ass right now.
I wish I could be any nationality apart from American. And then she asks little Brian, like, what do you need? What are you missing in your life? Well,
I feel like I might be the punchline of this joke.
Yeah, you're little Brian.
I'm missing like, like this fake cheese we have in America that like brings me home and all that.
Okay, that's safe. That's safe.
Non-GMO.
And then she asks little Stunty, like, what do you miss? What do you?
Doesn't even melt.
I don't miss anything. I have in my family we have all we want. What do you mean? Well, the other day, my sister, she brought up her new boyfriend, and my dad, he just said, "Oh, a black guy, just what we lost, what we needed now."
Oh, look at that! What a racial pig! God, Stunty. Jesus. Is everybody going wah wah wah? Stunty.
I'm not even sure I got that. I'm not
sure I did either. But
like if you didn't get it, that was a really funny joke.
But we talk about it in
I don't even think I fucking got it.
See, it's okay to still tell racial jokes in Europe.
No, but it's a joke that mocks racist people and how gullible we can be. Come on.
Yeah, well. You know what? You're absolutely right though, and I'll say this in that effect is that we've gotten too clamped up here about certain things and trying to. It's not okay. It's not
even that word, but it's too touchy.
Right. See, so like if you know how everybody goes, well, you don't even know how to define woke. It's this way.
Yeah.
If you want to define woke, it's this way. I am aware of the problems in this world, in this country, with race and crime and law enforcement and government. And I realize that there is systemic stuff that bleeds all the way down and leaves certain people stuck where they started.
Sure.
Okay, I'm aware of it. I'm awoken to realize that. Now, if you say based, you know that one, Jeff, right?
Yeah, I still don't fully know what that means.
It's the opposite of woke. It means I like it better when we have bitches. Yeah. When we have bitches sucking our cocks, not able to get an abortion on their own unless we take them on the side and pay for it.
Right.
Whoa, I'm learning this right now. This is new
or we're willing to keep Herschel Walker in his place as a stupid black football player who stays down. That's based. So when you see based Oracle is a guy who's saying, I am the keeper of the knowledge who can stay based.
That's rough.
Whereas the opposite is being woke and saying, I'm aware of the atrocities that we're committing, and we need to be aware and open to change them.
Yeah, to change.
But what that means to a based person is that, hey, let's kill people that are less than white. Okay, Sava, what do you got to say, dude? Yeah, it is. That's what it means, man. Based is the opposite of woke in the sense that let's be a white supremacy country based on our love of Jesus. Now, I've been accused of hating Christianity. I love Jesus.
I don't. Go ahead.
And I don't have a problem with anybody that likes Jesus. Yeah. I personally, though, in my life don't care what happens when I die. I'm not afraid of going to heaven or to hell because I don't believe in either of
They don't
them.
exist.
When I die, you can kick me to the curb.
Yeah.
You can just throw me out the back door, throw me in the backyard, let me get. I don't care because I'm dead.
Yep.
That's fine. But I understand that some of us have to hold on to something
to get through the
because
day.
We're afraid to die.
Yep.
And we're afraid that when we die, our being and our soul is not going to get. That's okay. It's okay. I'm with you. It's scary. Not to me.
This went a little morbid, a little dark, and
but it's not though. It's not though because it's exactly the reason that everybody tiptoes around everything and everybody says that it's because if you don't believe what I believe, then you're a dick.
Or you're a threat.
And I don't believe any of that. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't. It's okay. We're okay.
Yeah, I'm like
you can, you know, believe what you want to. Yeah.
Even though I didn't get that joke, now that I'm thinking about it, I loved it. I don't even know what the punchline was, but
I didn't get it either, but I loved it too.
You don't love my joke. Brian.
I think it was good. But hey, with that, I'm gonna peace out again, and I'll see you next time, guys. It's fun to hang out.
Yeah. See you, buddy.
Clear that thick black hair out of your washroom and come on,
you too, George.
I'm glad you have that because some of us
Brian loves his happy endings.
Oh, I got that joke.
It's not a big deal to not believe the same thing. It's okay. Stop. Just calm down, man. We're all good. Let's all believe what we want to believe. I don't have a problem with somebody believing something that I don't believe. But
George,
don't get mad
about beliefs and myths and all that. Could we ask Dan Gaucher to make another good Dave the Pickup Artist joke? Because that one was a really good one.
Oh, is Dave the Pickup Artist here?
I don't know, but Dan just made a very good Dave the Pickup Artist joke here.
The one above it there.
Above.
Oh, this guy, Dan. Okay, so I went to the drive-in theater the other day, and they told me to come back later when it's dark. Well, okay, but see, the thing is that that's not Stunty. That's not a racial joke. It's an actual like stupidity joke because if you live in America,
of jokes that Dave the Pickup Artist does all the time.
Not really, because
on my show that's what he does.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, but that's not a racial thing to me. That's a.
Oh no! I'm not saying that Dave is only making racial stuff. That's what I'm saying. He's.
What do you think about this? Do you think that Jesus is underrated?
No, not really. I think he's overrated.
He's
overrated, but I don't believe in it. So
like people who think that Jesus, the way it's in the Bible, exists, are like.
Yeah, but we have to throw.
George, can I interrupt 1 second?
Sure.
Are you hearing that too, Stunty? Are you hearing all that noise that seems to be coming?
Yeah, that's George.
That's your fan.
No, I don't have it.
No. It's your mic. You know when it's you're about to get kicked out, George. It's been like that for the 45 minutes now.
So yeah, it's kind of it's dusty.
But it's fine. It's not too
I
bad.
didn't know if you were hearing that, but anyways, yeah. Go
All
ahead.
right, hold on.
It's when George talks, you get like this wind under it.
Yeah.
No, that's not me. That's bullshit.
I don't have anything on.
Okay.
No, but you can't hear it, George. But like we hear
when you talk, we can hear it loud.
We hear a wind.
Okay, is this better?
No, it's the same thing.
No, did it stop? I just went back and made it.
No, it's still there. You can't like the only way you already explained the way you get this away is when you step out and come back. But like, it's fine. Like
it's not horrible. I just was saying I didn't know if you heard it or not. But go ahead. You were gonna say Oh, he's coming back. Okay.
Yeah, no. I think.
See, I have a distinct advantage over some of you guys in that I tiptoe into this batch of group of people from time to time. I'll jump on Rachel's from time to time, but I generally don't play into all the interpersonal drama that goes on. So I don't really know, like the William guy. I've seen a little bit of his stuff. He seems like he's just fixated on being the bad guy, the bad boy in the community because he wants. Hang on, but he wants love. He wants love. Is really kind of what it comes down to. Yeah. And we all want to be liked, right? We all want to be
assholes.
There you go. Now you're better.
It's gone.
Yeah. But yeah, I it's funny when I dip in and out of the pool here every now and again. I see all the drama going on. It's like I gotta kind of get caught up, so I don't even know exactly. Go ahead, George. You were saying
nothing. I don't even remember anymore. It doesn't matter. I think that we're in a place where
we were talking about whether Jesus is underrated or not, and you started to say something.
Yeah. I think that Jesus is right where Jesus needs to be.
Yeah, right.
And it's in the sense that if you feel that Jesus died for your sins and all that stuff, that's fair enough. But you can't then turn around and tell me that a guy who was just convicted of 34 fucking felonies is your guy.
Yeah, well.
And the 34 felonies were based on the fact that he paid off a porn star and fucking doctored his books.
I strongly disagree, George, because the one piece of literature where we first hear about Jesus is a book where it's fine to have sex with your daughters. It's fine to kill your infants.
Okay, but I'm not talking about fucking the porn star. That's fine. I don't blame anybody for putting their dick into
no. I'm talking about the Bible.
Inviting vagina.
What I'm bed your daughter.
Right, but what I'm talking about is that when you doctor the books and use campaign money to pay off the porn star in order to better your image, then what you just did, in my eyes, is you just fixed an election, which is what you're projecting on everybody else. And what you're doing here is everything that you're blaming other people for doing is exactly what you did. And after a while, I just get tired. I just get tired of the projection. It's like every single time that this guy blames somebody for doing something, and everybody goes, "Oh my God, did you hear that? That's why we hate Biden." Look, Biden is a fucking comatose asshole.
He pretty much is, yeah.
There's no doubt about it. But he's still better than Trump.
And certainly, even if he wasn't, his government is.
Because he has a cabinet and chosen people around him that when he dies or falls apart or whatever, Trump hired a cabinet. He turned over 80%.
Insane amount of turnover
in the first year.
But all 4 years, it was all 4 years. I think.
And this dude sold us on the fact that I can build a great team. I'm a great team.
I
can pick the best people. I can do all this.
Besides the turnover, the people who remained were the ones who were trying to make a buck every single way possible.
Right. And they were those people that stayed until the very end are the people that are testifying against him right now in court.
A few of them.
Not Jared. Not Jared.
Right. Okay. Jared's trying to get the fuck out of there as fast as he possibly can because he took about $2 billion.
He knows he robbed the bank, so he has to get the fuck out.
He wants to hide as much as he possibly can.
What I'm saying is that every single person almost that is testifying against him was part of his court. These were the people that worked for him or did work for him or a part of his cabinet. There was no Democrats going up on the stand going, fuck that guy. Nobody. Every single person that testified against him was part of his world in one way, shape, or form from the beginning.
They were the sycophants.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. It's like if you think this dude got a bad fucking rap, he had a real jury. His people chose it. My dad is a defense attorney. I know how jury selection works.
But George, did you hear his fucking the reason after the trial ended? How he said, "Well, we didn't get. I didn't realize we didn't have unlimited choices." I mean, this guy goes in there acting like he doesn't know shit that you know goddamn well he fucking knew.
Because he's been involved in over 2,000 trials.
Oh no, it's closer to 4,000 actually.
Well, okay, there you go.
Lawsuits. So yeah, I mean, we don't need to turn this into a
I'm
Trump
saying at least he was in the room. He was in the room for at least 2,000 of these trials. He has brought so many fucking lawsuits against people, you know, or dealt with them
and against him. And that's the hilarious thing when he was running around saying, I didn't even know what indicted means. It's like, you fucking liar. You've been indicted many different times.
I did nothing wrong and they indicted me.
They indicted me. I'm being indicted for you. No, dickhead. I didn't try to overthrow the government, and I didn't fuck a porn star. I would probably, but you know, that's beside the point.
Right. Anyway. There's nothing wrong with him fucking the porn star.
Yeah, I don't care.
There's nothing wrong with him having. And here's my question. He sits there and he goes, never happened.
Yeah.
I took a picture with her at a golf tournament. Then why did you need an NDA?
Exactly.
George, the thing that is funny about that, it's that the media can't even put together that the issue with that is that the people who support Trump say, Hunter Biden. If people only knew, they would have voted for Trump. But okay, so when Trump is hiding with an NDA, the threat of a porn star disclosing that he had an affair with her or not,
what would have happened if that got out?
Listen, but
it's the same thing.
It is the exact same thing.
If the system is rigged, then why is Hunter Biden on trial? Joe Biden's not involved. He didn't stick up for him. Joe Biden had nothing to do with the Trump
but even
shit.
if it was George,
but it's
the same thing.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if it was.
Here's the thing, though, George.
It's so clear that it's not happening. It's not like the fact that we're even discussing it. The dude, if he did what everybody's accusing him of, he did take drugs. He did lie on his thing. He did lie about getting that gun. And if that's the case, and he goes to jail, then, and you know what? He's not trying to run away from it. He's not trying to delay everything. He showed up in Congress and said, I'm ready to go. You want to talk? Let's go.
But they wanted to be behind doors.
No. Behind closed doors.
In the narrative, and they've been unable to. Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke.
I don't want to do it behind closed doors. I want to do it right here in public. Let's go right now. Ask me the questions. I'm here. And then
this goes back to what you said, George.
Yeah.
In America right now, if you believe one way and you don't believe the other way, you're not a patriot. You're not a fucking American. You're a communist. You're a libtard. You're a fucking demon rat. You're all these names. And I'm not either. I was a card-carrying fucking Republican most of my adult life.
Me too.
Until Trump took over that party. And I said, you know what, man? This guy's evil. He's always been evil. He's always been a piece of shit. I am consistent with that. I'm 58 years old. I've never liked this fucker since I was a teenager.
If you're going to hire somebody to do a job, you need to look at their qualifications. Exactly. He has none.
None.
That's it.
And that's
all.
And everybody
say never Trump. It's like, never Trump, because the dude has no fucking qualifications.
But I love how everybody goes, but everything was so much better under Donald Trump in those first 2 years. Okay, one, we didn't have COVID fucking destroy the economy for 2.5 years, almost 3 years. Okay, he fucking he ruined that particular response overall.
Right.
And this, I'm going to ask this of you two guys, because you know way, way better than I would. And maybe I shouldn't ask it here, but there's a particular show host that constantly talks about Trump all the time.
And the next time you fuck your girlfriend and you come inside her, I hope you're praying to God.
Well, hang on. That didn't cross my mind at the moment, but I was going to ask you about that particular person. Is that real or is that just a joke, just to get people riled up?
What?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Rachel.
Rachel's ghost?
Yeah, she's constantly fucking lauding Trump. And is that just to stir people up?
No, she's outside the bubble. Any consequential shit that he does, like your right to control your own body,
it doesn't affect her.
Doesn't affect her. So it's not but what sucks about it is that most of the people that are watching her, it does affect.
Yeah, like all of us. Yeah, most of us. Yeah.
I understand that people say that they're pro-life, but when you say things like listen, Democrats are into killing babies even after birth.
They're born. Yeah, that's it's so absurd. It's absurd.
The fact that you would say something like that
and
in
believe
public,
it.
But see, people do. Like I don't blame them. Like your fucking president just said that to you. And so you go, oh wow, really? That
must be real. Oh God, that's real. Must be real.
The fact that that's really the problem. We've stooped so low that we would say something like that. You're in a position of authority, and with that authority, that's what you choose to say.
Here's the thing. Trump never, ever in a million motherfucking years would have become president without the internet, without the aid of what the internet has changed the dynamic of the whole structure of the world in terms of it's made everything small. And now we're all afraid of each other.
It was based on the falseness of The Apprentice and painting him in the way that he was a successful businessman. He was never
He's never been super leveraged out
of the producers and the creators of The Apprentice,
right? And their NDAs have just now recently expired, and they're coming out going, this dude was shitting his pants back in the day, and he couldn't even say a fucking sentence. Yeah. As a matter of fact, he says that about, like, the guy says the first time that The Apprentice ended, there was the choice between a really strong guy who was a black dude and a really weak guy who was a white dude, and Trump looked at the producers and said, do you really think that America would accept, and he said an N-word, winning? Do you really think they would accept that? And they were like,
also, if you were really a billionaire, Rachel, would you really spend your time with Piers Morgan in front of TV cameras? Like, what the fuck? Seriously.
I understand the problem that people have with Rachel, and I've had it, and I sometimes still do. I don't watch anymore, so it doesn't piss me off. I think the real problem with Rachel is that people really hate Rob.
Yeah, they really do.
I think that's the big problem. We've and I don't hate him.
George, I don't think so. I
don't like him sometimes because he says shit that makes me insanely
do people
angry.
Hate Rob, or do they object to him?
Well,
I think that in America, when you object to something, if something goes against your main principle, you hate it. I just think that's the way Americans react. I don't think that Americans sit back and go, oh, I totally disagree with this, but it's okay. He should be able to say that, which is what you'd think. But I don't think that that's what people think. I've had millions of problems with Rob, like to his face, behind the scenes. I've talked to you particularly. I've talked to Nick. I've talked to Rob. I've talked to Mazzy. I've said, when he does this on the show. But what I really found out was that the second I stopped watching, I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I just didn't care anymore. And
the only thing I care about,
I used to really wake up early in the morning to watch the show.
The only thing I care about is that for some weird reason, like I think this is a community.
Yeah.
And I care about it.
Yeah, so do I.
And that's why I have a problem with some behaviors.
And it used to make me mad because I felt like Rob was destroying the community because he was driving so many people away. But then I found out that he was only driving them away from Rachel's show, and Rachel didn't have a problem with it. And then they started showing up on this show. And then eventually, people started getting mad. But people started getting mad about them being on my show. And then people started, aggravating them. And then I felt like sometimes, and this is the truth, some of the people that got kicked off Rachel's show, I felt the only reason they were hanging out with me was because they just wanted somebody to not fuck with them.
Yeah.
And then as soon as my niceties ran their course, they just said, fuck you, and left. And then went on to somebody else and then started talking shit. And so, but the way they spun it was, George is like even Rachel's show, they were going, George is just harboring the people that hate us. And then those people eventually just told me to fuck myself. And then all of a sudden they're back on my show. And I'm never telling people to come or go. I never told anybody, fuck you, except for William when he acted like a dick, but he can come back anytime. I don't have a problem with anybody coming on here. That's the whole point.
Yeah, because that's the concept of what you do. Yeah.
But I also remember like tuning into Rachel's show, and she goes, "Sounds like George was having an anti-waxed episode." It's like, no, I just had 7 people on the screen that Rob kicked off your show. That's not hate. I'm not fucking hating you.
Now I know, Stunty, you're not a huge fan, right?
Sorry?
No.
You're not a huge fan, right?
Of what?
Rob.
I don't care. Like what I care is about behavior.
I don't care either.
He's never fucked with me, so I don't know. But I'm not on there a lot, so maybe that's why.
With me he did though.
I know he did. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. And then there's been all the revisionist logorrhea about that, but like that's what can you do? Huh?
No, and he fucked with me directly too.
Their pipe dream or whatever, but that's fine. That's fine. Whatever works.
But I think that overall the most people that hate me at this point are the people that think that I'm in bed with Rob and Rachel. That they're the most pissed off. Like you spoke about hating them so much, and then all of a sudden now you're in bed with them or you're dealing with them. It's like, what are you talking about? Well, Rob showed up on the show and you let him on, you said hi, and then he sat there and priced records. Okay. All right. And then so what? What's he does that on Rachel's show every morning. Yeah, that's right. And you let him do it on your show. He didn't attack anybody and drive anybody away. He didn't, what I mean? Like he's not doing that on this show. He's not doing that, and I saw you on Rachel's the next morning after you did that thing. Yeah. Damage Control. They came on my show. I knew they were going to be talking about me. So I went on there to fucking stop all that bullshit. I've been on Rachel's Ghost 3 times in the last year.
George, right before you made that point, I was about to say something. Now I feel that it could be misconstrued, but I'm going to say it anyways.
Yeah.
Because I think that's part of, like, Jeff, you said I don't like people or blah blah blah, and I told you like it's nothing that serious.
Yeah, maybe that was the wrong way of putting it.
No, but even if you're not like some stuff, some real serious real life stuff has happened though. So that's a different thing.
About some of that,
but
yeah, that's behind the scenes too. The real stuff happens behind the scenes.
Yeah. Right. At the same time, look at who we're talking about, including ourselves here. Who is in need of legitimacy?
Well, that's a good.
It's a rhetorical question.
Well,
it's you don't need to answer that. I'm just saying that to say that's my feeling about it. Like some people, and that's fine.
The characters, yeah.
Some people are on the hunt for legitimacy.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yep. I fully agree with you. I look like Roger Glover. I don't know. Maybe. Really? Roger Glover? Yeah. Kind of, but I don't know. He's English. I'm American, so there's that difference. No, I get exactly what you're saying, Stunty. And I probably should. I mischaracterized it by saying it that way. I think that your concept was more that there was an instigator, and that particular person was usually the one, and that was kind of tiring,
I'm not after or against anyone. I'm for like empowering everyone. Maybe I help with that sometimes, maybe I don't, but that's what I hope, what I want. That's the only thing. So when you see that some stuff happening is going in the opposite direction, then yeah, I have an issue with that. But I always hope that you can discuss with the people and explain to them what you see, and hopefully we come to an agreement and things change. And if they don't, then we have a disagreement, and it's all about how we deal with that.
Look, yeah. I met Stunty on Rachel's show. Plain and simple.
Right.
I met Nick Pantasy on Rachel's show. I met Mazzy on Rachel's show. I met Rob. I met Ricefields. I met Michael 45. All the people that I met on Rachel's show. Vaginyl, yeah. But that's a little after the time. But the point that I'm making is that I don't disparage her thing. I disagree with it sometimes. Like, it used to piss me off to the fucking nth. I'd be watching that show and I told her, I said, I wanted to throw my fucking remote at the fucking TV and break the screen. I was so pissed off. But then at the end of the day,
because of the shit stirring, you mean? The shit stirring mainly?
Well, I think to me, sometimes how I feel about it, like from my perspective, I think that Rachel sometimes stirs the shit and then acts like she didn't have anything to do with it.
No doubt.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
No, but that's but that's my perspective.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it. It doesn't mean I'm right. It's just how I feel,
I would tend to agree with you though.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. While that was happening, I still fucking kept getting up at 6 a.m. every morning and tuning in and watching it. And in that way, she was right. She's just doing a show. And she's just
for success.
Rolling along, singing a song. And if you don't like it, then fuck off. Right. But I was still getting up and watching it. But then all of a sudden, all the people that I liked watching were gone. Stunty, gone. Michael 45, gone. No, I meant from Rachel's show. I don't know if you're still on there. I don't watch anymore. So, and I sleep during that time now. I don't wake up until 9 or 10. I don't have a job. I'm an old man and I'm out of work. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I'm not waking up at 6 a.m.
Except for I sleep all day. And
but the point that I'm making is like, when I removed it from my life, I no longer was inhibited by all that. I was no longer sitting around getting pissed off by it.
Yeah.
It was my choice. I could choose to go, I just have to remove myself. So it's not her fault. And that old girl, or whatever you want to call her, I think that that's a chick. And I respect her for the choices that she's made. And I love Sue. And I still, they were doing the ghosties. I was done with them at that point in time. I didn't want to watch anymore because I didn't want to get pissed off. But Nick convinced me. He goes, dude, come on. They gave you some, nominations. Be on the screen. And he was right. And then I went to the after party and I liked talking to her. I liked the show. I just didn't like watching Rob beat up on people. And fortunately, every time that I've ever had an interaction with Rob, he doesn't pull that shit with me. So we're cool. But I didn't like watching him, people would, and I watched people like fucking Ian come on with the head of steam going, I'm going to confront this motherfucker. You can't confront Rob on that show. It's just not right.
Yeah.
And so if I'm going to confront Rob, I'll confront him right here on this show if he does something that pisses me off. And there's been times where he pissed me off. And so I brought him on and I said, this is what you did that pissed me off. And he's like, okay, cool. I understand what you're saying. I can't. It's not my place to try to put somebody in. And that's the other thing that I think people tend to think that is supposed to happen. Like if you have a beef with somebody, the goal is to bring them on and put them in their place. Nobody gets to put anybody in their place.
Like it's just drop. And you can basically manage that without even moving from your chair.
Look, we have a new guest called OJ Gimpson.
OJ Gimpson.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that name.
Zeb knows him, and Zeb says, I'm 100% totally like down. Like, I don't think that we'll ever get to 2,000 subs.
No.
We never will. So if you find a way to find 800 people that want to sub this channel, I'll do a 2-day live stream, 48 hours straight up. And it doesn't even faze me to think about doing that. All right. I'll tell you right now that I know that this is not Alex Dickey. I think it's time to wrap this up. Rachel's going on in 20. I don't have any relation to Rachel's ghost. So, I'm clearly not trying to impede on her shit. I'm just still going with my live stream. So she'll have to, if she's got a problem with that, she'll have to wait until I'm done. Tell her that, Alex Dickey.
Wow, did that really happen? Holy shit.
Yeah, it just did.
Wow. That was kind of fucking wild, man.
No, for an hour.
I'm going a little bit later than usual. Yeah, we're online live with Tokyo. We've been taking a tour of
it's been awesome.
The cleanest fucking streets you've ever seen, dude.
And we talked about Jade's addiction for at least an hour, I think.
Yeah, we did. We argued about we argued about Dave Navarro and his metal ways.
Yeah.
George, you can't be shocked from DC parodies now. I'm not shocked about anything. I'm cool with it all. It's all good, dude.
You were kind of shocked that some of us considered.
Yeah. But I can also say when someone's a fucking douche, I can call them out on it, can't I? Is that fair? There's a way to save the 11 hours now while still continuing the broadcast. I don't know how, but Davey does. Yeah, and you know what? Davey can just figure it out for himself because he's the captor of this live stream. It's all on you, Davey.
Yeah.
Figure it out, bud. Yes, J-Kel, I'm still on.
It's alive, yeah. But the movie we were referring to, like the third movie that pretends to be shot in Sweden when it's obviously shot in Romania. Fact. Like
he's talking about Midsummer.
Yeah,
Davey, that would be too easy.
I did not really like that movie.
Davey, if I did that, then what would you have to do? You should have to work. You figure out how to clip all this and figure it out because I'm not gonna turn this off and start a new one.
It's a community, Davey.
I hope your hard drive has got plenty of space on it because we're going for 47 hours.
You are. I'm not.
No,
I'll be too stoned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jeff is just too stoned to log out right now.
It looks like we're in Brooklyn right now, so this is.
Yeah, it kind of does. You're right.
Yeah, totally.
Well, except that you don't have all the Biden crime family roaming around.
Oh yeah. They'd be standing on the side of the road with their, baseball bats, ready to take you out.